I want you to talk about your first night of being out, your first day. You said it's kind of surreal for you. It's kind of hard to believe.
It's dreamlike. It's not real. It doesn't feel like it's real. You keep thinking you're going to wake up and right back in the dungeon that you came from. I'm having a difficult time with it. I'm also exhausted because of what went on there. Lack of sleep deprivation if you wish, and malnutrition, really. I had my first green leaf vegetable salad after 3 years today, or yesterday morning.
What was that like?
Wonderful. I just hope my stomach holds up.
Yeah. What was it like getting sleep finally? Did you sleep finally?
I'm sorry, I do have bad hair.
Oh, that's okay. What was it like getting sleep finally? Did you finally sleep last night?
No, it's trying to transition. There's a lot of noise in there, a lot of disruptions. They get you up at 1 o'clock in the morning to go to the court. A lot of sleep deprivation, so.
It might take a few years to catch up.
Hmm?
It might take a few years to catch up.
Oh, I hope it doesn't take that long. I've got things to do.
Yeah. What have the last 3 years been like for you? Inside the jail, what were you thinking? What was going through your head?
That I'm going through some kind of tribulation because I know what I did and didn't do, and I didn't kill my daughter. I knew that. And to be falsely accused, because police officers are allowed to lie, was devastating to me because I used to be one, and I've always promoted that the cops are the good guys, but they have to show it. They have to earn respect. And Phoenix PD's never had respect to the citizens. They're very rogue and they're very brutal. And that's why they're being investigated now, and they should be investigated on this because this is all their fabrication, as these people showed.
Do you think these charges were more about pressure than anything else? Pressure that they were feeling? Pressure that prosecutors were feeling?
I believe the news media had something to do with it, from the podcast and from, the news media basically. And they did a perfect time to do it, whenever they just had a new county attorney appointed and the older one left. There was certain pressure there because, they submitted the thing 2 or 3 times. It was turned down by the elected county attorney, and then when Adele came in, they accepted it. So with pressure, I would say that they probably had a certain amount of pressure on this.
Have you stayed in contact with your kids? You walked out yesterday and said you felt sad because you had lost some of your family.
I lost them all except for one, my oldest son.
Do you hope to reconnect with them?
They don't want to talk to me. They've actually abandoned him because he's helping me. But I've lost my family, and I one day would hope I could get it back, but there's a lot of damage done by the police interfering into the family unit, lying, especially Sarah. So hard on her. She lost her mama. And she blames me for her mother dying at 34. It's pretty young. And then her sister. I don't know if she's ever going to recover from that. I hope one day she does, comes to peace with it, because I would really love to get a hug from her. I love her very, very much. I love all my kids very much.
3 years of waiting, and then the trial finally comes. What was it like to listen to all that testimony that we heard for 6 days? Was that hard?
With devastating work. It was very, especially that recording. There was no way for me to justify that, but it happened. It wasn't the complete recording, but again, and to see my daughter up there, and though Jamie did what he needed to do, the cross-examination was really, really hard on me. The camera didn't catch me crying, but and that night, one nightmare after another, because I watched my daughter say the things which wasn't, they were repeating what she was lied to by the Phoenix PD. And it was, I don't know, I can't really express how bad it was on me.
It seems like Sarah's testimony especially kind of impacted you. What would your message be to her if she watches this?
I love you. I'll never stop loving you, no matter what you do. And you need to understand, okay, I did everything possible to save your mother. I even fought to her life insurance to get it early so we could move to Canada or France or fly her there to see if they could save her. And she died. I didn't, there was nothing more I could do. And with Alyssa, because she said and made it very clean that I took those two away from her. You know, maybe I was too strict on her, too hard. She didn't run away from anybody other than me, in spite of what that note says. I'm the parent. I'm the only one that can be blamed for that.
The detectives that testified didn't shy away from saying that Phoenix police, they could have done more. Do you think if they would have done more, the case would look very different right now?
Yes, it would have been much different if they would have just listened to me in my initial report to them that she was endangered, an endangered runaway, as I convinced the National Center for Missing Exploited Children, which they put on their flyers, endangered runaway, if they would have listened to me. And again, I hounded them. I mean, they were mad at me all the time because I would question them, I would constantly call them, never left them alone, forced them to accept her dental records. They lost the first copy. I had to go get another one. Forced them to put her DNA and dental records in NCIC. And that was 2005. 4 years it took me to get them to do that. You know, writing letters to the chief of police, complaining, threatening them. I want to sue you if you don't do this because I know you're doing it wrong. And whether it's because you don't give a damn or because you declared me a vigilante years ago, it doesn't matter to me. You know, you need to do your job, and they didn't.
In the trial, when the news came that you were acquitted, we kind of saw your face. You looked surprised. Was that how you felt?
Oh, that's putting it lightly. It was unbelievable. But it was the law, and that's because of the lawyers. Jamie, Olivia, and another one named Ashley Oda that was involved in it, and Emily. These people went beyond, you know, what most people would have done. They're just so great at people that they'll be in my hearts for the rest of my life because they brought out the facts, brought out the law, and the judge was right on the money. And that's the argument that Olivia gave. She was just, I sit and listen to it, and I know what she was doing, and I understood it. But when he came back with his decision, which is the right decision, I thought for sure I was going to fall down. I couldn't believe it.
You walked out yesterday and you said, I'll never stop looking for Alyssa.
And I won't.
Do you have plans now to keep that search going?
Well, as a parent, I don't know where in the hell to look. But as a ex-police officer and knowing that Arizona is the corridor for human trafficking, and that's a fact, not my opinion. And I believe that I need to see if I can't get hopefully enough money to see if I can get some private people who's willing to go and follow that path out of the country, and with some kind of hope and a prayer that somewhere they'll find Alyssa or find out where she went or what happened to her.
So you still have hope that you'll get answers?
I'm sorry?
You still have hope that you'll get answers?
Get answers?
Yeah.
I'll never stop doing that. I don't think any parent would. You can't. You love somebody, you just can't turn off the valve. I'm never going to stop loving Alyssa or Sarah or all of my children. It just can't be done, not by me anyway. And finding out that Alyssa was okay and finally got the baby she always wanted, it's all I really want before I die. Nothing else seems to matter. I've been obsessed with it. And again, I do obsessive person. I don't like to quit. I don't believe in defeat. And there's got to be an answer. If nothing else, Wake Up America, we have a serious problem in Arizona and America with human trafficking. And that's just my guess. I don't know where Alyssa's at. I have no idea.
Had you not been acquitted, were you and your legal team preparing you to take the stand? Is that something that was part of your plan?
To be honest with you, I kept telling them I'm not going to appeal it. Again, I'm 75 years old. How I survived 2 bouts of COVID-19, malnutrition, sleep deprivation in that jail, and that's an atrocity in itself, I'm surprised. And I think by reading what they said, we want to punish Mr. Turney before he dies of old age or disease, and they're going to slam a 72-year-old man into a jail during COVID-19 panic. I mean, that tells the whole story of what their attitude was, and no evidence to prove it.
What would your message be to the Phoenix Police Department today?
Oh, about half of you guys ought to quit. You got a bad attitude. Police officers do not lie, especially on affidavits and the grand juries. You do not do that because you are a police officer. You took a pledge to the United States Constitution to uphold all laws, that you were there to protect and preserve. Get off of this wagon of the rogue, hostile brutality that you've been known for years and years and years. And just because you were exposed for Miranda, it doesn't mean you have the right to continue being that way. And stop teaching the younger officers, this is how we do it. We turn a family. We destroy the family. We don't care whether we get guilty or not. We just, we're going to get the information we think we need. That's not the way investigations work. You follow the facts and the evidence. You don't create it. And that's what they did. How they handle that, we'll see. That needs to be changed. I mean, we the people are the greatest people on the planet, including Arizona, and we deserve better.
You've mentioned that police have lied, Sarah has lied. Can you talk about some of the lies that you have seen in your case?
Well, I guess the key ones would be the affidavit for the search warrant. They lied about a second car. They knew better than that. They continuously lied about why Alyssa didn't take her $1,860 out. And that's like a misrepresentation. When they knew for a fact that that was a joint account and she couldn't take the money out without parental permission. And I had to show ID, and that was shown by Jamie excellently. What I didn't fully understand was she was cashing her checks and I guess apparently saving her money. Then of course they lied about the IP. They went around and told everybody, do you think Alyssa's got ADD? I mean, how do they know what Alyssa does? We didn't make that public because Alyssa, I didn't want to embarrass her. I wanted her to think, you're just like everybody else. School work's a little tough on you. We'll work through that. I won't let the state flunk you. They're not going to kick you out. You're going to get your diploma. You're not going to take the Ames test. So, I mean, that's basically, does that cover your question?
Yeah, no, it does. There are going to be people that watch this that have lived here in Phoenix and have watched this case play out. You mentioned your daughter, Sarah. There are going to be people that watch this and think that you are guilty. What would you say to them?
You're wrong. I'm not guilty. Okay, that's just not me. All right, and I don't know what to say to people. People make up their minds, and people are the way they are because that's the way they want to be. If they want to believe what I categorize it, you have the fortress of the truth and the minion of the lie. If you want to go with the lie, then I have an obligation to expose how much the Phoenix PD officers, Anderson, Summershoot, lied and misrepresented the facts to turn my family against me. That's just the text of it. And you need to really evaluate the facts. You guys are trying to bring it out that these people over here have. Go read the facts in your mind. But try and convince them to change their mind, that's not my job.
Some of your kids testified to different things that you had said over time. Can you remind us of the facts of what happened May 17th, 2001 from your perspective?
What happened?
Yeah.
Routine day, it was the last day of school. Sarah had her world, what do they call it? Water world. Okay, Alyssa, of course, was only going to have a half day, and she had asked me to pick her up early to avoid her boyfriend she was going to break up with. And took them both to school because after the guy tried to break in a house, I put up the cameras, and all this stuff, started recording this stuff. And so every time I could, I took them to school and picked them up. Same with Alyssa's job, because I was worried about them. That's why I gave Alyssa a cell phone. And then we came back, we went to lunch. The conversation started out pretty good, I thought. We were talking to a beautician school. Basically, like, her breakup with John, she wanted me to give back the necklace, and I told her, no, you're gonna give it back to him, and I'll be there with you. So, and then we started getting a discussion about the party she wanted to go to. Just basically the rules that she needed to comply with, whether or not she's gonna go spend the summer with her aunt, Lynette. And, you know, just little details. Of course, pressuring her to get her driver's license. She didn't want to do it. And then it turned into an argument about the party. And it's a hard day for me because somewhere I messed up. And then especially the last moment to see your child angry at you and stomping off. I mean, that's...
And that was the last time you picked her up early from school, and then that was the last time you saw her?
Yes. I called her about 10 minutes after I left to apologize and tell her we're going to go to the graduation of a family friend. Because she was on total restriction. She was giving out phone numbers to people she just met in the drive-thru. And that was very dangerous. So I grounded her.
You mentioned your surveillance system that you had set up. It had been brought up in court that you had told police you didn't have the tapes from that day. Do you wish you kept them?
You bet. Are you serious? It would make this a whole lot easier. Otherwise, I think the Phoenix PD would have still continued because they had an obsession with it. But it was an old system, you know, 8-hour-old tapes, hard to find, expensive. Hitting the every time I wanted to, especially at night, I'd have to hit the recorder to go. When it ran out, it stopped. The same way with the phone. Early in the morning, I hadn't reset it. My errors on the part, but I'm not perfect, that's for sure.
Yeah. When you look back at all of this, is there anything that you would do differently?
Somehow not running off my daughter, Alyssa, making her go with me instead of leaving her there when we go pick up Sarah. That's probably it. Maybe I was too hard on her.
What are your plans? What are your plans now?
First thing is get healthy, get the medical care that they denied me. I mean, these people cut me loose without any medication, not even a list of it. I was taking 3 blood pressure medications, and I don't get a doctor's visit until September the 22nd. They don't care one way or another without blood pressure medication. I'm on my own. They just kicked me right out the door, and that was it. I don't understand that. That's cruel, I think. Other than that, finish up, see if I can't get a team together somehow and the money enough to hire people to follow the human traffic thing and see if they can, with a hope and a prayer, find Alyssa, if not any other American daughter or girl that's been lost. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, that
I mean, if that sounds obsessive, I'm sorry, but that's me. I'm never going to give up. That's not what parents do.
Yeah. I want to bring up the phone call from Alyssa. Do you really believe that that was her?
I know it was Alyssa. I know my children's voices. Everybody does. I mean, you could go into a crowd with all kinds of people talking, and I'll guarantee a parent can hear their child over all everybody else's chatter because they recognize the voice. It was Alyssa.
Have you held on to that all these years?
I hadn't turned on the recorder. My phone system had a recorder, but it had to be manually start the recording. When the tape ran out, it shut off. So each time I had to either put a new cassette in or turn it over and reuse it again, and then I had to push the button. The system was on the phone, and it automatically would actuate the recorder. So there was a switch that set between that and that, so whenever the phone was picked up the recorder would start. But if the tape ran out, it didn't record it.
Has the memory of that phone call, have you held on to that?
I'll never forget it.
Can you describe to us again what she said?
Real short call. Alyssa, she was obviously upset, but she sounded like she was talking away from the receiver at times. That was the only thing that seemed so odd to me. But she was saying the same things. You know, she was tired of my rules. You know, her language wasn't the greatest. And I guess it was basically it. It was so short that I wish it would have lasted longer.
Yeah. There was a theory at one point that your son testified about that 2 electrical workers might have killed Alyssa.
I'm sorry, what?
There was a theory that your son testified at one point that 2 electrical workers might have killed Alyssa. Can you talk about how that theory came to be?
No, I'd rather not, because that's something that, again, it's another story of how I wanted to keep the news media to keep looking for my daughter.
Okay. Is there anything that you want people to know as they watch this that you think maybe no one's asked you before?
The human or the family unit is sacred. It needs to remain that way. This is what the our country was founded on. And if a tragedy should fall you, there's nothing wrong with citing your constitutional rights when the police become abusive or intrusive. And you need to keep pushing them, because like they said, they get calls all the time. It doesn't mean anything to them, but they don't know your circumstances. And most of the time, they're not going to ask you about it, so you have to force it on them. And I don't think that's unique to the Phoenix PD, because they get so many of them, they say, oh, you know, they'll be back in an hour, they'll be back in 2 days, or whatever it is. But that's not the way you're feeling as a parent. You know, you don't have your baby in your sight and you're worried. So the issue of it is that if the tragedy falls upon you, push it. Does that make sense?
Yep. One other question that someone asked you yesterday, and then we'll be done. I'll let you go with your son. Someone asked you, and you wanted to have your attorneys there, do you know where Alyssa went, and did you have any involvement in her disappearance? What would you say?
Absolutely no involvement in her disappearance other than her running away from me. No, I didn't do any harm to Alyssa. And what was the other part of it?
That's pretty much it. Do you think you know where she went?
I have no idea. I won't bring up the Ouija board thing again. I have really no idea. All I fear is that she was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And as a parent, I go from the worst to hope that maybe somewhere she's alive with the baby she always wanted since Sarah was born.
Have you battled guilt at all throughout these years? Has that been hard for you?
As a parent, the what if, could have, should have always will be there. And I'm one of those kind of people that don't like to pass the buck. You know, I was a single parent. There's no one else to look around and point a finger at. Anything that occurred in my family, because I missed it or something, is my fault. I should have thought better, I should have worked harder, I should have done something to prevent it or to, does that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah, and that's it. So we're done. Thank you.